In this video, I want to share with you what I believe is the root cause of 12 characteristics that block us from freely creating a thriving life. Too often we misidentify them as problems to fix rather than symptoms of a deeper cause. We try to fix them and miss overcoming the real root cause. Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Fitzgerald. In addition to my dissertation research about the nature and impact of internalized shame, I've helped more than 6,000 clients over the past 25 years to overcome the impact of trauma-induced internalized shame on their quality of life, their relationships, and their spirituality. If you've ever felt like you're just not good enough, no matter how hard you try, if you find yourself constantly on the edge waiting for another shoe to drop, then you're experiencing some symptoms of internalized shame. That awareness that sounds like your inner critic powerfully warning you, you are not enough, not smart enough, not pretty enough, not enough to love. Fill in any adjective and someone deeply feels it. The shame predicts disaster and existential dread. You will be exposed and humiliated if you try whatever. How many of us have thought, if not said, I'd rather die than be humiliated doing whatever? But here's the thing. While we struggle with those feelings, we don't realize that the symptoms are just part of a deeper problem. To paraphrase an old saying that warns us, if you're distracted into just seeing a tree, that is the symptom, you'll miss seeing the whole forest, the root cause. In my professional experience, if you don't address the root cause, you will find yourself stuck in an endless cycle of self-doubt and fear. Internalized shame is not just a feeling bad about something you've done. It's a deep-seated belief that you, as a person, are fundamentally flawed or unworthy. This belief stems from trauma, particularly childhood experiences that made us feel unloved, unvalued, or unsafe. Think of internalized shame as a poison that seeps into every aspect of your life. It doesn't just affect how you feel about yourself. It changes how you interact with the world around you. And here's where it gets tricky. While the root cause is this core belief of unworthiness, it manifests itself in various ways that might not seem connected at first. Here are 12 symptoms whose root cause, I believe, is internalized shame. 1, you have a negative self-perception. You constantly see yourself as flawed or defective. 2, you're hypervigilant. You're always on high alert, waiting for something to go wrong. 3, you avoid certain behaviors that actually interest you. You withdraw from social situations or shy away from challenges. 4, you're caught up in perfectionism. You strive for flawlessness in everything you do, terrified of making mistakes. 5, you are your biggest critic. Your inner voice is harsh and unforgiving. 6, you have difficulty with vulnerability. You struggle to open up with others, fearing judgment or rejection. 7, you suffer from imposter syndrome. Despite your achievements, you feel like a fraud waiting to be found out. 8, you can be triggered into a shame rage spiral. Feelings of shame trigger anger, which then leads to more shame. 9, you have difficulty accepting praise. Compliments make you uncomfortable because they don't align with your self-image. 10, you're chronically caught up in comparison. You're always measuring yourself against other people, usually unfavorably. 11, your procrastination sabotages your desires. You put off tasks fearing failure or imperfection. And 12, you experience physical reactions to risk. You experience physical sensations like feeling small or wanting to hide. Many of us recognize one or two of these symptoms in ourselves and try to address them individually. We might try to work on our procrastination or our perfectionism or try to be less self-critical, and sometimes we succeed for a while. What we're missing is that these are not just random quirks. They're not bad habits. They're not character flaws. They're all symptoms of the same underlying issue, that core belief of unworthiness we call internalized shame. And unless and until you address that root cause, you're likely to find yourself in a frustrating cycle. Picture this. You work hard to overcome your perfectionism. You learn to accept that mistakes are part of growth. You feel better for a while, but then you notice you're withdrawing from social situations even more. Or maybe your imposter syndrome kicks into high gear. It's like playing a game of whack-a-mole with your own symptoms. This is why understanding about internalized shame is so crucial. When you recognize that all these symptoms stem from the same root cause, you can start to address the real issue. Instead of battling individual symptoms, you can focus on healing the core wound that's causing all of them. Internalized shame is more than a simple embarrassment. It doesn't just make you feel unhappy. It can have profound effects on your relationships, your career, and even your physical health. Just imagine going through life always waiting for the other shoe to drop, never feeling truly secure in your relationships because you don't really believe you're worthy of love, holding yourself back from opportunities because you're convinced you're going to fail. That's the reality for many people living with unrecognized internalized shame. But here's the good news. Once you understand that's what's going on, you can start to find resources to make real, lasting changes. By addressing the unconscious root cause, that core belief of unworthiness, you can begin to dismantle the whole system of shame-based living. Understanding about internalized shame is a first step towards freedom. Recognizing that those negative thoughts and behaviors are not who you are. They're symptoms of a trauma wound that can heal. And with the right help, you can start to build your life based on self-acceptance, self-compassion, and genuine self-esteem, rather than fear and shame. As an expert in understanding trauma-induced internalized shame, and having helped more than 6,000 clients over the past 25 years overcome the impact of internalized shame, I'm ready to help you when you're ready. When you want to not just overcome symptoms, but the root cause. I offer a free strategy session online to discuss how I can help you overcome the barriers keeping you from creating the life you really want for yourself, for others, and for those you love. Schedule your free strategy session on my website at pauldfitzgerald.com. I look forward to working with you.